What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, I am Mr. Soul of a Man, 50 to the 4. Hold on. All right, so I know, Soul of a Man, where have you been, brother? Um, here, there, and yeah, here and there. But I hope everybody out there is doing great. I know it's a little late, but Happy New Year out there, everybody. Yeah, man, definitely. Happy New Year out there to everyone, and hope your 2023 starting off with a bang. So today we're gonna get straight into it again. I am Monel Burris, aka Mr. Soul of a Man, your spiritual consultant extraordinaire, folks. Don't forget to book your spiritual consultations, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're talking about the awakening, man, and that is the spiritual awakening. So if you're going through hey, what is going on, ma'am? How are you? So, if you're going through one of these, and you know, if you're continuing to go through one of these, hey, welcome to the club, yay! I know it's massively powerful, and it's an important journey and step naturally, in your life, and it it really does help to coordinate naturally. What's that? Oh, I'm not gonna say. Yeah, so it really does help to coordinate with your destiny and where you're going and who you are naturally becoming in life. And it can be a hard reset. It really can. It really and truly can be. Let's see if we can do this. See if this is better. So yeah, so looks like I'm having some issues with the TikTok because it's moving slow. I don't know, it's the internet. But yeah, so it really can be it can be a hard reset, man. And your awakening is going to be very unique to who you are. And for me, this journey into religion, spirituality, it started when I was a kid. We all have our superhero origin story. Some people's some people's awakening are going to be bigger. It's going to really feel larger than life because this is helping you to get this is helping you to get to naturally where you need to be and to where you need to go to. So it's helping you to go to where you need to go to, and it starts from within, and then there's just this explosion around you. It's like it's like the intangible becomes tangible, because you start to hear, you start to comprehend things that are that you probably shouldn't, that most people who don't understand, they would say like, well, that doesn't sound right. But to you, it sounds extraordinary. It's mind blowing. It's great, and it's purposeful to to who you are, because when you understand, let's say if you grew up in a church and you understand prayer, you understand the power of prayer, you understand speaking things into existence, and you understand the different ways to actually you understand you understand the different ways of actually speaking these things into existence, and you find these things, you find your power, and you find your niche, and this is your niche. Don't worry about what those other people are doing over there and how their gifts are coming in, and worrying about, oh well, why can't I draw like this person, or why am I not as intuitive as this person? why can't I pick up the newspaper and solve somebody's murder? Don't worry about that stuff. For those who can, great. Those some people just have one gift. You may have many. Like me, for instance. I can do a bunch of stuff. So I don't. I'm not worried about what's going on over the fence and what the neighbors are doing, because Lord knows I got enough going on over here trying to figure all of this out. And then there's your regular life, and other stuff is coming in, and you're trying to, you're balancing all of that. You're balancing all of that. And it reminds me of that show. Remember that show with Ken and Kel? Remember all that? I don't know why that. I don't know why that. You remember it was like, I'm not a singer. We're all that, and we are all that. I might have to listen to that after this. But it just reminds me of that theme song, because you are all of that. You sometimes we get so caught up in the rat race that we forget who we are for a second. You may naturally forget, who you are, all that you've been through. And if you're on TikTok, don't forget to subscribe. So, you may forget all that you are for a second, because there's, life happens. There's a lot that comes at you, and family, parenting, your journey, trying to not to jump out of your own skin, and um, walking your walk purposefully with all of your authority, and that's what it is. This year you're being you're catapulted to your success, but you're being bold while you do it. This isn't a year for the this is not a year for the timid. It is not. This is a year where you speak your truth to power, and you walk in it. You walk in your authority. People are gonna be like, "Oh, this person." They're gonna be like, "Who in the this?" And they're gonna wonder, but they're gonna find out. You know how like somebody will say, F around and find out. Oh, they gonna find out. And that's the that's the beautiful part about it, because on this journey we are continuously learning, and we are continuously growing, and we are always and I got this water in my hand. We're always putting it together. We come up with a plan, and we lay it out. We say, uh, okay, God, universe, divine, whatever it is you want to call it. This is what I want. This year, but this is a year where I just really feel like you're going to get a lot of massive downloads. But it feels, I don't know, to me, it feels more surreal this year. It really does feel, for me, honestly, this year it really and truly it feels more surreal, and how I'm moving, and how things are naturally coming together. Like, if it's not a year for you to force yourself, but when you feel it, like, I don't know, that's just how, like, that's probably why I haven't been going live, because I took a trip, I got sick, I got over that, then now I feel better, but I was working on something else. But now I'm like, okay, well, the month is almost over. You haven't gone live yet, so start going live. I asked for an increase in followers, and I got all of these followers on TikTok, and on here. And people, you never know who really wants to hear from you, or your expertise, so to speak, on a certain matter. And as far as the spiritual stuff, it's a lot. It's a lot. No matter what you do, if you're if you're a Bible reader or a Quran reader or a Torah reader, or if you're just a reader, you burn candles, say whatever it is that you do, man. If you go outside to nature, hugging trees, talking to birds, all of that stuff. And for me, last year was a very groundbreaking year because my connection to nature was so powerful, so much more, so much more profound. And I'm very, I'm very appreciative of this journey, and I'm very appreciative, for all that my ancestors have done for me. And let me see, I was trying to see if anybody's watching. Yeah, so I'm very profound in all the things that my ancestors have done for me, and all the things that they continuously do for me. I'm thankful for all of the things that God did for me. So let me just talk on this for a second. The people that you're going to meet, and for one rhyme or reason for another, they're going to be like, your soul tribe down here, your living soul tribe, but are you guys going to, um you're going to connect through a lot. I think it kind of like goes without saying, because all of y'all know that you're on this journey, and that you have people that are different, and that they just get it. They understand. Like, you can't talk to, like, man, like, man, the man, I had this dream last night, and this person came to me, and they were saying all of these things, and this happened and that happened, and I'm somebody who can interpret dreams, so I can, I can understand. But sometimes maybe they just may need a listening ear. Sometimes I may need to reach out to somebody so that they can be a listening ear. I don't necessarily like to bother people, but that's just how it goes. People reach out to me. That's, and that's good. I'll just, if nothing else, I can be that listening ear without, I don't do that for everybody. That's, I have a spiritual consulting business, and I do that, from time to time, as far as just being a listening ear for people who I would, call friends. You know what I mean? I don't do it for every Tyrone and, you know, Dick and Harry out there. Just trying to say. But, sometimes people just, this could be, this journey could be a lot. Life can be a lot. Hell, some people might either be in therapy right now for whatever that they have going on this year. The year just starting, and people, you see the rising prices of people. What is it, that the meme going around? People trying to do something strange, some change so that they could go out and get a dozen of eggs or something like that. It's real, very surreal out here. But the important thing on this journey is that you you hold on to that power, and that you believe in that power. I don't know what is going on with the TikTok, but it's moving very slow. But oh well, I think it might be this phone. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So you have to continue on your journey, man. You just have to know that that power is, you have to naturally know that that power is within you. And this is something that is gifted from, before you were ever thought of. Seriously, this is something that you have within you. People, whatever it is that you do on this journey, how you do it. People say, how do you do that voodoo that you do? So, whatever it is whatever it is that you believe in, or however that you believe in it, but now is the time to start to put all of that stuff together. Now is that time. If you need help, reach out to me. I'm here for that. This is what I do. I do it. Thank you, ma'am, for the rose. Yeah, so this is what I do. I do it. I do it constantly. I do it every day, and I feel like I I do it pretty well because people, people keep coming back to me for for help and whatever. But you have this, you have this amazing gift. You have this amazing gift, or these amazing gifts that are inside of you. Um, I just remember what Jesus said, that you're going to do greater things down here than what I did, and if you believe in him and what he did, he did some amazing stuff. So and if you want to, if you need to see if you need to see a miracle, you can look in the mirror. Seriously, hey, what is going on, man? How are you? So if you need to see a miracle, and all that you've been through, uh, all that you handle, and you I imagine, so I'll just, for me, spiritual awakening and mental health, and balancing the two. Because when I tell you I have gone through some mental health crisis in my life, I have gone through it, like, seriously. I have she said she said we said look in the mirror at the same time. Yeah, you do. It's important to look in the mirror, and to it's important to look in the mirror, and to know who you are, and to know the amazing being that you are, and how badass you are, and how most people have to go, through, hell and high water to get to where they need to get to. You just naturally have to. What is going on, Miss Angela? How are you? You say you build, the day shall come. So, and you just naturally have to speak out or cry out whatever it is that you need, because you got that power, and you got that, you got that love, and your descendants, your ancestors, those people that naturally walk with you, and it's nothing to fear. Like yesterday, I swear to you, like, I'll be in here, and they move I don't know, some of them make noise, but the noise they make now is very powerful for me, and I am so thankful for that. But when I was just in here, I was sitting on the sofa, and out of the corner of my eye, I swear, like, I saw, like somebody just walking. That might freak somebody out, but for me, it's just kind of normal now. It was almost like I saw this. I don't know if like it was a dress or something like that, but I saw kind of like the tail end of it. They were kind of like walking into like a bathroom area. But anyway, I'm telling you, you, it's stuff that you see. It's sometimes you just gotta see it to believe it, and that's just what it is. But this awakening, man, it's, ooh, Lord, it is so telling, and it is so revealing into, it is so revealing into who you are. And you have to be, you have to be committed with it, just like the stuff that you pray about, that you cry about, and like, Lord, universe, when is it coming? When is it my time? Like, what if your time was, this year? And when I say your time, with whatever that breakout is, like your breakthrough season. You know how they say in church, this is your, not just your year, but your years, because you're just going to continue to become elevated, and you're just going to continue to become elevated in all that you are. And if you're on TikTok watching me, don't forget to subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. But you're going to be continue to be elevated in this awakening. There's a lot of lows. I mean, there are some lows. There's some lows in it. When I say lows, I'm not talking about the department store. There's some lows, but there's so many highs. There are just so many highs. Remember, your your ancestors had so many great civilizations, and now, because of the internet, social media, we know all of these things. We know that you know, you were descended from warriors, greatness, these great medicine people, the great chiefs and all, and all of, all of these just amazing people, you know, if you have like a very strong indigenous bloodline. Um, but they're saying that it's time for you to step forward because they've done a lot of the work, so now it's your turn. They're still there with you, but now it's your turn. If you believe in God, God is telling you to move forward. I've given you everything that you need. All you need to do is put in the work. All you need to do is call out for it. So what are you doing? What are you what are you seeking? I've opened your eyes. I've opened that people talking about the consciousness and all of that stuff. I've opened up your mindset, your divine consciousness. So what is it naturally that you're seeking what is it that you're seeking on this day? Somebody's saying like, somebody's saying I need more, but what more are you willing to do? This is a year where what do they say, like strange bedfellows, and I'm not saying sleep with anybody, just saying strange bedfellows are going to make they're going to help you to make powerful resolutions and revolutions, and naturally in your life. So what is it, what is it that you're what is it that you're seeking? What is it that you're calling out in your life? What is it all of those years you felt like, that should have been the shoulda, woulda, couldas, man. It's time to put that to bed. We're moving forward now into greater things, a greater resilience. And thank you everybody for joining me. I am Mr. Soul of Man 504, aka Devon Alvarez, your spiritual consultant, as we talk about all things spiritual and powerful and all of that good stuff. You might say, is like positive thinking, speaking stuff into existence, writing it down, writing the vision down, so that and the reason why you write it down, because seeing is believing. That's just naturally how it goes for a lot of people out there. If they if they didn't see it, if they didn't go to the dealership and drive in a car and the people hand them the keys, they wouldn't believe that they're getting a car. I remember Dick Gregory said that, have that mindset before. If you need a vehicle or you're trying to get whatever it is, a vehicle, a house, get you some keys, get you like a key ring or something like that. And, walk around like you already have it, like it's already yours. And it is yours, because you have to you have to naturally believe within yourself. Yes, your circumstances, yes, where you are, yes, all of the trauma and all of the whatever you've been through, yes, your criminal past and everything, and everything else in between. Yes, you can still be used out here. Yes, and not used in a negative way. I'm saying used in a powerful way where your life can be, where your trajectory of your life can change like that, overnight. And you really naturally start to believe in yourself. And if you are watching on TikTok, please share this out and don't forget to subscribe. So, I when I did a video when I talked about the airplane, the airplane goes up and you feel some turbulence, your ears pop, your ears pop, and then it starts to glide. Then the plane goes and descends, and and you land. So I talked about the there are going to be some lows in this journey, because it's going to, we're talking about we're talking about your spiritual awakening. Your I remember when I was 13 years old, I was having these visions of Jesus, and I would see him in the sky, and I would see his hands, and I could see the yeah, I could see the nail imprints in his hands, and I could see the angels around him. Of course, I told my mom, and she was like, "Oh, baby, we gotta get you baptized." I mean, look, that's how it was back then. I mean, I can look back at my parents and I can laugh at some of the stuff now, but right. Somebody said, can look at when you go low and you land, you have to refuel so that you can get to your next destination. Thank you for that. that is so true. Um, because we are, even though wherever you are, whatever it is that you're doing, we're all trying to, the basis of it is that we're all trying to figure something out. We're trying to figure out this thing called life. If you're in your teens or your 20s or your 30s, 40s, whatever it is, man, maybe you're at a point and you're like, whatever it is that you're doing, you're like, this ain't it. I need to, I need to do something different with my life. I do. I've tried, all of this, and I need to do something different. That is in how you call it out. That is in your prayer life. That is in your that is how you naturally speak something out. Wherever it is that you feel you're most powerful, and wherever it is that wherever it is that you feel like you're most powerful. I would say, do it there. If you got a prayer closet, if you got some anointing oil, if you need to open up your Bible to, um, was it Proverbs? Yeah. So, look, if you just need to open up your Bible, you feel like you need to do it while you watching church, whatever it is, but you if 10 times out of 10 this year, if you're asking for it, you're going to get it. But the thing is that, when you get it, it's just going to be there. So you got to deal with it. So that's what it is. Don't, you're like, okay, cool. I need this new car. Also ask for different ways where you can pay for that new car, so that you're not struggling with, what I'm trying to say. So you're not struggling with those payments. So you have to, be smart, and be smart in how you're moving. Let your steps be very calculated. This, people talk about these spiritual contracts. Look at it like, okay, so if a genie pops up and says, "I will grant you one wish," and you have to think about it for a second. You're like, or let's say you get I don't know, the magic three wishes, and one has to, let all three of them coordinate with each other. That's what I'm trying to say. So um, let it all, let it all come together like that, like those pieces of the puzzle, and ask for, you're asking for uh, discernment. You understand that you have this consciousness, which is this cosmic awareness. Like the people that I help. Just being able to see beyond the veil. How would, like, being able to see beyond, time and space. That's very powerful. That is very, very, very powerful. Um, can everybody do that? No. because we all have a different gift. That's okay. So what so that whatever your gift is, you know, your gift is that, you know. So take that and take it and multiply it. You're only you're only stuck as as far as your imagination takes you. So let this be a year, and of course you're gonna you're going to have to put in some work. That work could just be one thing. What if you what if this was the year for you to move, to start that business? But you got to move first, get the business going, so you can get the business coming in. I want people to know who I am, so I have to, I can't be afraid to go live. I don't care what people think about me, because this thing is bigger. It's way bigger than me. What what Nino Brown said in New Jack City. He said ain't no poppy seeds growing in Harlem. He said this thing is bigger than Nino Brown. It's the truth though. It's the demand. um you're supplying people with your gifts and your talents and whatever it is that you're doing, whatever systems whatever systems that you're putting out there, whatever classes that you're offering or that you're taking, whatever degrees that you're trying to get. So you get that stuff, and uh, so you get that stuff and you go out there, you put it in the market, or you want a better position at work, or you want something more tangible that is going to help you. You want that dream condo, you want that dream house. You want to travel more. So in particular, you're thinking, I'm just here to help you to spark these ideas so that you can, so New Year's and the 4th of July don't just fall on one day of the year. So that this year it feels like every day you're excited to get up. You're not getting up and be like, looking at the alarm clock, and you want to throw it out the window and see if it can, so you can really see if time can fly. you know but anyway, yeah, it I'm still working at, somebody says, so true, still working to overcome the live platform. Yeah, I understand that. I truly understand that, but I know that consistency is consistency is very important. But and Miss Wheat, you know what? I'm gonna inbox you on Facebook after this. But you have to remember that you got the spiritual power in you too. All of this stuff, this internet and computers and all of this stuff is man-made. Your job, man-made. All that stuff can be hacked. Seriously. I'm not saying get on their computer and hack this, but I'm just saying more and in a spiritual sense. You're bending it. You're bending it to your will. It's like how many times do you have to continue to be in that mediocrity, take that disrespect, where you say no more, and you start to see the flashes of brilliance around you. You start to see yourself in you're doing their job anyway, so why shouldn't you have their position and their money? Seriously. I mean, I don't want to see, I mean, I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody, but it's like, listen, man, it's it's time for me to get mine, for real. It's time for me to get mine. Nothing against, nothing against anybody out here. You gotta call the time, in the boxing match. You going you are you gonna knock your opponent out, or are you gonna continue to get knocked down until the 10 count, and you're gonna let them continue to win? Or do you, is it your time? Is it, naturally do you feel like it's naturally your time to win? So, it's time to you get up and you breathe every day, just like, this thing called life. It can be an amazing blessing. Seriously, it can be a very, very, very amazing blessing. But it's naturally, somebody said, if you're alive, I can see, I can't really tell what's on the screen, but yeah, but thank you for joining me, man. But yeah, so, it's, um, can't see or hear you. Oh, she said it came. Okay, yeah, I'll work that out. But um, it's this is your journey. You take command of it. When I talk to my ancestors, I speak to them respectfully, of course. That's how I do it. God, whoever, and we just got to work that thing out, and that's just what it is. And I see all of these stories in the Bible of let me see. Well, she can't. Let me just end this then. Just work that out later. Yeah, so I see all these stories in the Bible about all of these people who were used. If you believe in those stories, or if you don't, it's okay. But all of your ancestors that set this path for you, are you going to, or there's a lot of people depending on you on the other side, man. And they're telling you there's a lot of people. So they're, um, just uh, continue your journey, and continue it, um, to the continue it to the best of your height and ability. And believe me, you got a lot out there on that people really need, seriously. And it's one foot in front of, like, somebody, I've learned one foot in front of the other. And but this is a year where whatever your platform, whatever that is, it's time for your platforms to grow. It's time for those, platforms to grow exponentially. It's time for your time for the seasons of struggle to be over, and it's time for you to call all of that in. It's time for you to put all your chips on the table, and know that you're going to win. And it's I can say it. Of course, we got to go through stuff, but we got to put the work in. But it's there. Just imagine yourself being in this orchard, and you got all this fruit and whatever, whatever, and it's naturally there for you. You know, so it is time, and a lot of it, a lot of this stuff is gonna gotta, it's gonna start moving fast. That's why you gotta can continue. Some of you have some decisions that you have to make. So if you're going to want to do this, um, I just feel like the people are going to start coming in faster, and it's going to be more powerful. Your voice is very much needed, and there are going to be people that are going to make these connections with you. Angela, I'm gonna hit you up too. But but yeah, but just it's just this awakening, and it keeps happening. It's like I don't know. It's that like that movie Groundhog's Day, but um the days are different. you know, that movie with Bill Murray where he would go to sleep and he was almost like he was caught up in this loop. So, a lot of it I'm getting break the loops, break the cycle. So that's why, that's why that's why I bought that up. So just remember, break the loops, break the cycle. And it's it's time. The your seasons are changing. Whatever I said on today and whatever you resonated with, take it with you. If it was just 1% of what I said, great. Take that with you and explore it, and let that grow. And you this is a season where what you have to get out of your you got to get out of your oh yeah, so you got to get out of those comfort zones, because you're gonna go different places, and everybody's not going to look like you, and but you're going to capture their attention because they're not you got the art of in this day you got the art of surprise, because you're intentional in what you're doing, you're caring, you're loving, and you're powerful, but they're not going to expect it from you. That's the thing. That's the smoke and mirrors. They're not going to, because they've never seen anything like you before. They're like, yeah, well, where'd you come from? And, blah, 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 blah. And they're going to want to know, um, they're going to want what you have, so to speak. But you just keep your spiritual protection up at all guards, and keep your eyes in, keep your eye open, and so that so that what I mean, in those so that you'll know, like, in those situations, so that you can feel those things out, so that you can press forward. But yeah, so yes. But all right, yeah, but that's pretty much everything I have and running my mouth on here. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I might jump back on here tonight. But yeah, man, but definitely tomorrow morning. But all righty, y'all. You guys have a great TGIF. Yeah, we made it, y'all. We made it. Oh yeah, man, one last thing. So I was watching I was watching the Jeffersons, and it was it was like a short clip. But anyway, so George and his wife, they're sitting like in the kitchen or something in the living room, and he was like, "Hey, what's going on, Wheezy?" And she was like, "Well, George, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little fearful." She says, "I don't think we belong here." And he was like, "Well, you should have thought of that uh he said, we just opened up the third dry cleaner." And he said that was like, he said, we got like, I don't know, this was in the 70s, so like 50,000 in the bank was a lot back then. He said that was like 47 50,000 dollars ago. So he said, don't he said, we're here now. This is this is the dream, where like the song says, we're moving on up to that deluxe apartment. So so believe and know that you deserve all of the great and amazing things that you have coming your way. Cool. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. I'm gonna go and catch my breath. But thank you guys so much for joining, Miss Wheat, Rainy Woman, Miss Angela, and yeah, man. But yes, but as always, and if you guys want to book your cool. So if you guys want to book your spiritual consultations, just hit me up. And yeah, man, as always,